All right, so we did a thing. We're trying van life.
Van life!
This week, we're ticking off two major bucket list dreams: chasing New England's legendary fall colors and living van life for the very first time. We've always dreamed of exploring Vermont, New Hampshire during the fall, and we are so excited to have you join us for a week of pure autumn magic. So our very first stop on our epic drive from Burlington to the super cute town of Stowe had to be none other than the infamous Cold Hollow Cider Mill, where we can get cider mill donuts, fresh apple cider, and the infamous maple creamies. Oh, nothing but net.
Nothing but net.
Ooh, good.
The shop at the cider mill is the perfect place for a Vermont souvenir.
This is the one.
That's good stuff. Yeah, so we got one cider apiece, a large creamy, and 2 donuts.
That's right. So these are cider mill donuts, and I've only had the cider mill donuts from Michigan because that is actually where I'm originally from. My family still lives there. I visit all the time. I know those are delicious. I want to see if these are equally delicious. So bottoms up.
Yeah. Smells good.
That was really good.
It smells cinnamon.
It's very cinnamony. I think these are actually probably a little bit more flavorful than the ones that I'm used to, at least at the cider mill I typically go to. I think we're gonna try something different this time when we go to Michigan next, but this is fantastic. It was really, really good. This is our first ever maple creamy.
Yeah, I mean, basically it's a soft serve ice cream. We'll just see how the flavor is.
With maple, with Vermont maple syrup in it.
Oh man.
Is it good?
That is good. I'm glad we got a large.
Yeah, so we decided not to totally pig out and do one each. We did get the large one, and I'm hoping that Darren decides to share a little bit with me. If you've been following along for any period of time, you know that I'm a chocoholic. This, I would choose over chocolate. That's how good it is. That is so delicious. So the final consensus is this is totally worth the hype. I think if you come to Vermont and you're anywhere near the Stowe area, you absolutely have to come to this cider mill.
Yeah, the creamies, oh my God, those things are unbelievable.
So good.
The donuts are excellent. The cider's fantastic.
So delicious.
A lot of knickknacks to buy inside. If you want a hat, get a hat.
Or they have all the preserves and maple syrups and all the kind of typical things you would expect to find in a cute little country shop in Vermont. And if we weren't just staying here for a few days and didn't have another stop on our way back home, I would have totally loaded up in there.
Yeah, very cool experience. Definitely recommend it.
So this morning we are in the extremely picturesque little town of Stowe, Vermont, and we've decided to have breakfast at the very cute cafe on Main. Look at this cheesy, eggy goodness here.
We absolutely loved our time in the super cute town of Stowe. It was all we hoped it would be and then some. Between the fall decorations, colonial homes, and the overall vibe, Stowe is definitely worth the hype, and we hope to visit again in the future.
And now we've come up to Stowe Resort and we're gonna take the gondola up to Mount Mansfield.
I'm excited. The fall colors here look absolutely stunning, and I can't wait to get that bird's eye view from the top of the mountain.
Yeah, it's a huge difference from when we came into Burlington. Not a lot of color change, but up here, tons of color.
I think that we are just pre-peak, but we're very close. I mean, I'm talking like a day or two within peak up here.
Yeah.
It's absolutely stunning. Thank you.
Doors close automatically.
Awesome.
Watch your head on the way back out.
Sounds good. Thanks so much. You too.
It is totally worth coming up to Mount Mansfield when you're in Stowe. You get these epic views of the Green Mountains, there are tons of hiking trails, and you can even go ziplining up here, although it wasn't currently running during our trip. There is also a great little cafe called the Cliff House Restaurant up here, where you can have lunch or a hot beverage while you're looking out over the gorgeous scenery. After leaving Mount Mansfield, we headed north and drove on Smugglers Notch Pass, a scenic highway that is renowned as having some of the most beautiful fall foliage in Vermont, and it did not disappoint. We highly recommend this 3.5-mile scenic drive if you're near Mount Mansfield and the Smugglers Notch State Park.
So as we head to our next destination, just about 30 minutes north of the town of Stowe, we've come across the Grist Mill Covered Bridge.
This is one of a few number of these covered bridges left in the state of Vermont, and it was placed on the National Register of Historic Places in 1974. We could not pass up the opportunity to check it out. So we made it up to the top of Burke Mountain. There's a beautiful historic scenic drive on the Burke Mountain toll road that you can take up here to the top of the mountain. And there's a really great lookout point before you get to the very top where you can see all the way out over the valley and everything. I highly recommend, if you're in the Northeast Kingdom, come up to Burke Mountain for these insane views during the fall. They are spectacular. What do you think?
It's stunning. You know, I don't think it's been a long time since we've seen color like this, or if ever we've seen color like this.
Right? I don't know if I ever have.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's totally worth the drive up here, and it's chilly.
We have thoroughly loved our last couple days here in Vermont. We're actually getting ready to leave this beautiful state to head to its neighbor, New Hampshire, for a couple days and check out the gorgeous colors there. But don't worry, because we will be back to Vermont in just a few days. New Hampshire! So today, Darren and I are celebrating 3 years of wedded bliss, and we found a really cool little restaurant in New Hampshire to have our celebratory dinner at. So, honey, cheers to 3 years.
Cheers. Love you.
I love you. So this morning we decided to get up early and drive up to Mount Washington and ride the world's very first cog railway.
The Mount Washington Cog Railway was built in 1869. Both the biodiesel and steam engines that are used have unusual slanted boilers that are well over 100 years old. They're designed to compensate for the mountain grades, which in places can get up to 37.4 degrees, making them one of the steepest railroad grades in the world.
Oh, there's our cool train car. Like all peaks all over the world. If you want the picture, you wait in a line.
So after the 45-minute train ride up the mountain, you have an hour to look around and freeze to death.
It's really cold, but you know what? We are so lucky because this mountain has like the worst weather in the entire world, and the winds can rip up here over 200 miles an hour sometimes. I mean, we are so lucky. It's clear. You can actually see the Atlantic Ocean from up here today. And she said, the lady on our train ride said that usually it's so foggy up here that like you're kind of socked in and you can't see anything up here around you. So we're really, really lucky.
Yeah, above 70 miles per hour, they don't let anybody come up here. And if you're taking a motorcycle above 50 miles an hour, you can't come up here.
Yeah.
So it's a really mild day by comparison for us. So we chose well. And I'm starting to not be able to talk because my face is frozen.
That's me. I'm like, my chin is so cold right now that I feel like I can't really move my mouth. So if I look a little weird, I'm sorry. It's the weather. Awesome experience. I think we literally couldn't have planned this better. We went at 9 a.m. The views were absolutely spectacular. We just got so lucky. It was such a pretty clear day. We could see out everything around us again from, you know, into Maine, out to the Atlantic Ocean, all the colors down below and stuff like that from all the trees and everything here during autumn. And what a gorgeous area the White Mountains are in general, but like getting to see this area from Mount Washington, I thought was really, really special.
Yeah, it's a really pretty area. You know, this place gets 350,000 spectators or visitors every year. And considering how bad the weather can be, that's pretty amazing, the amount of people that come here.
And you can either hike it, or you can use the cogwheel.
Or one time every year, you can do race the cog, and runners can run up the trail along the track to see if they can beat the cog rail, and people have beaten it.
So if you're a marathon runner or you do cross country or anything like that and you're looking for a challenge for yourselves, that is a fantastic option.
And if you beat the train, you get $1,000.
That's a good incentive too. So we didn't actually buy our own van. We are renting this one from a lovely couple from Vermont. If you're interested in this particular van, we will make sure that we link this information for them on our video. But this is something that we've always been interested in possibly pursuing. Darren and I, when we were trying to figure out what we wanted to do before starting our YouTube channel, we were looking at different options. Overlanding was one of them. Van life was one of them, and then full-time international travel was another option. We decided to go that direction for now. However, this is something we still have in mind for our future, so we thought we'd give it a try, and what better way to kick things off than by chasing fall colors up in New England during the autumn. So we decided to go ahead and rent ourselves a van and see if we actually like this lifestyle. So we're not actually going to do a full tour of the van. I will say, however, that this van is a relatively basic vehicle. It does have a lot of the essentials you would need to be comfortable, especially for a short-term trip like a few days, maybe a week, even maybe 2 weeks. But for full-time living, it is maybe lacking some things that we would personally want. And after spending a couple days in the van, we're getting some ideas of what works for us and maybe what doesn't work so well for us, especially if it's something that we intend to live in full time. I will say that some things that we absolutely love are going to be the heater and air conditioning unit that we have in here. It's fall in New England. It gets very cool at night. I was freezing the other night because we didn't use the heater. That is a lifesaver. Also, it has this fan up here, which is very good for bringing airflow during the daytime when it is a little bit warmer out. We actually do have running water in the van as well as a filtered water system. I love that feature. Mike and his wife were brilliant in putting that in. We have plenty of storage and this cozy bed. The only thing I would say is for Darren and I, it's a little challenging. We prefer sleeping north to south. Having one of us crawl over the other in the middle of the night is a little bit of a challenge, but this is a fantastic bed and is super cozy. There is no indoor shower. However, there is an outdoor shower system. Should we get our own van one day, we definitely want something inside. And we do have a porta potty as well. So that is really helpful, especially on those cool nights that we've been having up here. After the last few days, we are absolutely loving van life. I can totally see us doing something like this full time in the future. If you've ever considered doing van life or you're currently doing it, drop that in the comment section below and let us know some of the amenities and features that you would like to have in a van to make it the most comfortable experience possible for you. I'd love to see what your thoughts are.
I'm gonna go with the caramel. A little bit crispy on the outside. Let's see how this goes.
I feel like I'm at a luau. Okay, that marshmallow was way more gooey.
Marshmallow, good spin. Got a little flame on it. Beautiful.
Yeah, I think my last marshmallow was like cooked perfectly.
We decided to try out various types of s'mores to see which was our favorite. We tried dark chocolate caramel, Kit Kat, and Reese's peanut butter cups. And we both agreed the winner was the Reese's s'mores.
I'm gonna love this one. This morning we are leaving the cute town of Lincoln, New Hampshire, and we are driving on one of the most scenic highways in all of New England. It's the Kancamagus HWY. It's about a 34-mile stretch of highway that goes from Lincoln to Conway, and it is supposed to be one of the best drives in the fall in all of New England.
So we're on the Sabbaday trail. It's only 3/10 of a mile from the parking lot, so an easy hike, and hopefully we have some waterfalls to look at.
Yeah, well, how dry it's been. I'm questioning how much it's going to be a fall and if it's going to be more like a trickle, but
Yeah,
hopefully, I mean, I hear water running over here,
Yeah.
so
it's a beautiful hike though.
it's gorgeous. I love it back here. So shockingly, not a trickle. This is actually really nice. The water's kind of raging up here. I'm surprised that I'm surprised that there's as much water as there is in this particular falls right now, considering everything else that we've seen so far has been like
Pretty dry.
nothing. Yeah.
Pretty dry, but it's a dry time of the year. I think you know, spring would be really beautiful from all the snow melt.
Yeah.
Just to see it really, really raging.
Right.
But you're not going to get the color, obviously. So we're getting the color plus some pretty falls, and it's totally worth doing. It's a short hike, an easy hike.
Easy. It's not a paved trail, but it is so perfectly groomed. It's easy for anybody. Families, people with mobility issues, people like us. Everything in between.
The Kancamagus Highway was absolutely incredible. Not only is it the perfect place to appreciate fall foliage, but there are also tons of trails, scenic overlooks, and stunning stops that include views of waterfalls and a gorge. Be sure to get there early to see the colors at their best and beat the crowds. We were there on a Friday, and by lunchtime, the entire area was very busy.
Wi-Fi extenders.
Yeah. After spending a couple days away in Salem, Massachusetts for the weekend and experiencing all the Halloween festivities, which be sure to stay tuned next week because that video is going to be dropping next Sunday. We have now made our way back up into southern Vermont and to Woodstock, which is considered America's prettiest small town.
So we're here in this super cute town, checking out the fall colors. We're right around peak and maybe just a little bit past peak. It's still stunningly beautiful in a lot of areas. The colonial houses in this area date back to the 1700s. It's great for photos, for fall photos, and a fall festival kind of feel to it. It's a lot of fun in this town. Very cute.
Absolutely love it here. Such an adorable town. And if we were coming here just a few days later, we'd be able to experience their Apples and Crafts Fair. It's their fall festival. Unfortunately, we're going to miss it this year. We're going to mark our calendars so that we can experience it next time.
So this is the very cute middle covered bridge in downtown Woodstock. It's not very old. It was built in 1969 after it replaced an old iron bridge from 1877. Still very cute, very iconic part of the town.
I love these covered bridges. I think this might be my absolute favorite part of Vermont. This and the maple syrup. I'm sorry, I can't get enough of that. And the maple creamies.
Creamies.
Those have converted me. I think I might officially love maple creamies more than I love chocolate ice cream, and that is a huge statement.
So right here in the center of town is the Woodstock Inn and Resort.
And we had an absolutely delicious lunch at their restaurant, the Red Rooster. It was fantastic. The service was great. The food was delicious. And we can highly recommend this spot if you come into Woodstock for even the day.
Yeah, I think this is one of my favorite towns that we visited since we've been here. It's got so much charm, you know, a lot of shops, a lot of restaurants. It's got some cheap eats on the square with the food truck. A lot of activity, beautiful colors right now too, so it's definitely worth coming here.
I'm gonna have to agree with Darren. I think out of all the places that we visited since we've been up here, and I've loved them all tremendously, I think the town of Woodstock is my favorite town that we've been to. It is so cute. I love that they have their own little covered bridge. They've got beautiful colonial style houses. The colors up here are fantastic. I love the autumn decorations. And the entire town just has this extremely cute vibe that when you think of New England towns, like that is 100% what comes to mind, and nothing about it disappointed. And it's absolutely a town that I would love to come back to in the future and spend a little bit more time in. So just outside of the town of Woodstock is Sugarbush Farms. It is a working farm up here in Vermont, and you can get some good treats over here.
Yep, get some cheese and some fresh made maple syrup. It's gonna be good.
I'm excited about that. So this is basically dessert. Well, what a great little spot. I really enjoyed coming here, getting to taste the delicious cheeses, the maple syrup, my absolute favorite. And you also get to go into some of these different buildings. We actually went into the one that's the sugar house, where you learn how they make the maple syrup. And there's a really cool part. They have a big map of the world, and you can put a pin in from wherever you're from, and it's really cool to see the people are literally coming here from every single corner of the world.
You know, as we said, this is a working farm, so you get to see the process of them tapping the trees and, you know, as it draws the sap and the yield they get from the sap that makes the syrup. It's really interesting how each year there's something different. And, you know, one example of last year, they harvested 108,000 gallons of sap, and it produced 2,400 gallons of syrup. So I guess you could call it a huge discrepancy of how much they have to harvest to actually get syrup, which is why, you know, we assume that it's so expensive, because it takes so much product just to get actual maple syrup. Really interesting process.
Well, yeah, and there's only like several days out of the year that they actually get anything from the trees. It was like 12 days within the year that they were able to tap anything from the trees for the syrup. So I think that was really fascinating. And again, why real maple syrup is probably a little pricier, but totally worth it, because it is the good stuff. Like, it's what nature intended it to be.
Good stuff right from the tree, right from the farm, right from Vermont or wherever state. It's amazing. So our stop this morning is the Quechee Gorge Canyon. I think it's Vermont's deepest gorge. It's a beautiful sight.
Yeah, they call it, they've nicknamed it Vermont's Little Grand Canyon. It's the really little Grand Canyon.
Really
but
small.
It is really pretty. It actually reminds us a little bit of Tallulah Gorge back at home in Georgia.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it's absolutely stunning though. I love these colors out here.
So I'm not gonna say we drove out of our way, miles and miles out of our way to stop by and get a maple creamy, but
That's
I'd be
what
lying.
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. We totally did that. To say that we're obsessed with the maple creamies would be an understatement, and we had to have one more before we leave this beautiful state.
Yeah, we were sort of in the vicinity. We had to kind of drive by this area, so we thought, what the hell, we're gonna stop by and get another creamy.
So worth coming back for the creamy?
Oh God, I've driven 1,000 miles to come back to this. This is so good.
You've got a little bit on your upper lip.
You mean this part? Ho, 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 ho. It's so good. So good.
You look like you could just die and be happy.
Oh God. I've been thinking about this since we left the other day.
I know, me too. I'm like, we should have gotten one each, a creamy each. This is even better than the last time we were here. Pretty sure they didn't change anything, but it's just so good. There's something about the maple and the creamy, the cinnamon and the donut, and then the apple cider. These flavors just absolutely go together. They were made for each other.
So we stopped at our last campsite for RV life while we're here in Vermont, and it's a beautiful little place on Lake Champlain, and now we're taking a quick hike to a little bluff before the rain comes in.
Which it could be any minute now. We're not really sure. It's coming across New York, and we're literally just over the state border right now. But what a beautiful little spot this is. I'm glad we made it to a lake. I really wanted to do Lake Winnipesaukee as well, and New Hampshire, we just didn't have enough time. That'll be something we save for another date, but so glad we made it to Lake Champlain. This is so beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful spot.
Look at that. We have thoroughly enjoyed our past week up here chasing fall colors in New England. I think that we really did come up at the right time. Under normal circumstances, I believe everything would have been peaking while we were up here. It's just you can't control the weather dynamics. Apparently they just had a really dry year this year, so a lot of leaves had already fallen before we got here, but it was still absolutely beautiful, and I loved every second that we spent in Vermont, New Hampshire.
Yeah, Vermont is stunning. New Hampshire was beautiful. Mount Washington was spectacular. We really lucked out with the weather. We had rain our last night here, and that was it. The people couldn't be nicer in Vermont, New Hampshire, and Massachusetts. Such a great place. We can't thank everybody enough for their hospitality, for all the places we stayed. It was a great experience.
And we really enjoyed van life. I mean, having the experience for the last 10 days in this van, we definitely see some things that we really liked, some things that we would probably do a little bit differently. We have to thank Mike and Vicky for renting this van out to us so we could check off 2 major experiences off of our bucket list: van life and chasing fall colors up in New England. It's been absolutely perfect, and this is totally something I would come back and do again.
Yeah, as always, if you would like, subscribe and give us a thumbs up, it'd be awesome.
We'd love to hear what you think, because this next year, we definitely want to check off more bucket list items and show you things that you're most interested in seeing as well.
Yep, see you next week.
See you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Where echoes remain, you were the sunrise, and I was the rain. A collision of souls, opposing in flight. I was the darkness, you yearned for the light. Now you're gone, and I'm losing my mind, I'm losing my mind.